Hi there, my name is Charlie, and this is a letter, a confidential letter that holds the information to help you achieve your dream car, a magnificent house, unlimited crisp, cold cash bundles, a vault of precious jewels, a beloved life partner, and countless other fulfilling experiences, like a thrilling adventure or an exotic vacation, without hours of meditation, ineffective law of attraction techniques, reading tons of self-help books, or paying thousands of dollars to attend some guru's seminars. This sealed letter will open the gates to literally achieve anything humanly imaginable. Remember, anything humanly imaginable. It was a letter by the world's richest man. At one point in history, it was written by him, just for the eyes of his son and his blood heir, and no one else. This ridiculously wealthy man knew his blood heirs have to know this secret information in this letter to live in humongous wealth, abundance, and power for countless generations to come. But before getting into the letter, remember, this extremely confidential information has been passed down to me, to 12,000 plus, more than 12,000 students of mine, for thousands of dollars, behind closed doors. And it won't be fair to them that I am giving it away like this. So I will keep this video just for another 24 hours. So make sure you do not miss a word I'm gonna utter, and watch this training till the end. Before going into the contents of this extremely critical letter, one thing is important to take note of. Right from Einstein and Henry Ford to Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Warren Buffett, each and every one of them are using this weapon of mass wealth, either consciously or unconsciously. Some unfortunate members of the top well-known secret societies have even spoken about it, accidentally, for which a few have been thrown out of those secret societies, while some of them were mercilessly murdered. Now, how did I come across this letter? Is an extremely sad story. You must be thinking that I have gone completely crazy to have found the missing key to the puzzle of an abundant, gigantic life, and calling it a sad story? Well, it is one. But don't worry, there is a happy ending. Because I finally realized it was all necessary for me to receive this priceless gift. I was working at a small company in the cold calling department. I used to call 200 to 300 cold leads and try to sell them my company's products on phone. To be brutally honest, it was a horrific job, and I hated it. I hated every second of it, because no one likes to be called by a random dude at 9:30 in the morning trying to sell them something they don't need. I know you get these calls every single day. No one hates anyone more than telecallers. That was my life. People used to behave rudely. Then some of them would insult me for disturbing them, and some would even go as far as cursing me. Some of them would just disconnect the call. I kept losing my self-esteem and felt devastated, but I had no other option. I needed the salary to keep food on the table for my wife and my two beautiful angels, my kids, to pay the rent for our shitty little apartment, which was real hard to live in. Times were tough. I started consuming tons of alcohol just to release the stress, which did not help one bit. I used to go home frustrated and drunk, had constant fights with my wife over money because I was getting paid minimum wages. The love of my life was unhappy because I was not successful enough to treat her like a queen. And God, she deserved the world. She mentioned about her girlfriends, always talking about how well off their husbands are, and stories about their quarterly vacations, while I haven't taken her on a holiday trip in 3 years. She used to be embarrassed when her friends asked her about me. And if I planned to take her for a vacation at least this year, any other woman would have left me or cheated on me a long time ago. But my wife still kept holding the family together. But I could see she was convinced she had married a loser, and I don't blame her. I felt like one myself. I realized then money is freaking important, and I hated those people who used to say money can't buy happiness. Maybe that's true, but I'm sure that lack of money can buy unbearable amounts of sadness for sure. I was just not happy. I was miserable with no hope. I was at the lowest point of my life. And one day, to top it off, Something extremely heartbreaking happened at work. I took my son to work, as no one was there to look after him, as Becky, my wife, was out for giving a job interview. My son was with me, sitting next to me, while I kept making the cold calls, and suddenly my boss noticed that my boss, who was 11 years younger than me, but it was his dad's company, so he needed no qualifications to call himself my boss. Plus, he had a big mouth. He saw my son and started exploding and calling me all sorts of things for bringing my son to work. He called me an irresponsible, pathetic failure and told me to never do it again. I was used to all the trash talk from him already, but today I was shattered. It was because my son heard it all. My 8-year-old son, for whom I was a hero, started crying while listening to his dad being put down by a young, disrespectful prick. I went home, trying to forget about what happened at work, and to my surprise, there was no electricity. I hadn't been able to pay the electric bill for 2 straight months, so they had cut the power supply. I felt like an elephant sat on my chest, and I couldn't breathe properly. My heart started pounding hard, and I could feel the anxiety piling up. And then I suddenly realized that I could not see my wife. I went to the bedroom, and there she was, with 3 packed bags, crying and looking at me, with anger and downright disappointment. She was leaving me and taking the kids with her. Then she said her final words before leaving. She said, "Come back and pick us up from my mom's place if you can turn your life around in 30 days, or I will send divorce papers and will make sure you will never see our kids again." Yes, 1 month. That's all the time she gave me, or else I could never see my children again. I did not say a word, and she was gone. I did not even go down to see her leave. I was completely dead inside. I just sat in our bed, alone, and couldn't hold my tears for another second. I cried my heart out for hours. A man with no respect at work lost respect in the eyes of his kids and was left by his wife, all because I had no money and resources to take care of my family. I felt pathetic. I felt lesser. My manhood was attacked from all 4 corners. I decided to give up. Life was not worth living for me anymore. I accepted that. Being dead was less painful than living. I had convinced myself to commit suicide in the heat of the moment and grabbed a bottle full of sleeping pills and put as many as I could in my mouth. And as soon as I was about to drink a glass full of water and gobble them all, something happened, and I spit all the pills out of my mouth on the floor and put my fingers deep inside my throat to throw up like a drunk, hungover alcoholic. I wasn't scared of dying, but what stopped me was that I got an even more devastating thought. If I do not step up and do something about it, and I just give up today, then who will take care of my wife and kids? What if my wife marries someone else who is abusive or not loving? What if my kids grow up miserably and curse their dad for leaving them? I suddenly stopped crying, and in that moment, even though I was at the worst phase of my life and had the most heart-shattering day ever, I felt a force inside my heart making me say, I have to do something. I gotta freaking do something. I want my children and my beautiful wife back. I want my family back. And I don't know how, but I will get them back. I didn't just want to make some money, but completely rethink my life. I realized one thing, that I don't want to do well off, like the husbands of my wife's girlfriends, but I want to become filthy rich for Becky, for my kids, and for myself, because they deserve to have or be anything and everything that is good and fulfilling in life. And I deserve to reclaim the joy of being looked up as a hero by my family. I always believed there must be something, some way or some secret sauce to the recipe to become rich and abundant. And now was the time to find it. Without wasting another second, I started reading books on getting rich, going through every page on the internet to try and find some magic money-making formula, listening to countless interviews of the top 1%. I watched numerous videos by the so-called gurus, and guess what? I couldn't find anything. I was working 9 to 5, and after work, I was laboriously busting my mind to find the solution, till I fell asleep at 3 or 4 every night. The clock was ticking. I noticed one thing, though, which was quite surprising to me. When your bum is on fire, your focus and speed of doing anything is just on a whole another level. But to be honest, it wasn't helping me much. It had been almost 15 days, and I had nothing. I was getting frustrated and started to panic. My search for the answer was on fire. The tension was building up. I began wondering, if I don't do something, my kids are gone. I started losing hope again. I tried real estate brokering, affiliate marketing, MLM, selling stuff online and whatnot. I did not stop trying, but I realized something. No matter which side hustle or part-time job I tried, it all failed miserably, even though it worked so well for others. It seemed like a force inside me was blocking my success in some way or form. I was again back to the bottom and felt I had lost it. I felt dead inside. Days kept on passing by so fast. It felt like the clock is moving faster than normal. Now, 24 days were already gone, and I realized that I haven't eaten a bite in the last 48 hours. I went to a sandwich truck near my house, bought my favorite sandwich, and sat on a bench in the park. All the negativity was at an all-time high inside of me. I was not enjoying my favorite sandwich at all. I was convinced that this is it. My wife is going to leave me and marry someone else, and my kids are going to call him Dad instead of me. I accepted my fate. I gave up. Suddenly, tears started rolling down my cheeks. I started crying. Crying is a small word. I started seething with pain, and in this moment, when I completely gave up, something happened. I felt the touch of a hand on my shoulder, and I turned around. It was an old man, maybe 67, 68 years old, with a nice sharp tux, tie, a Rolex on his wrist, sparkling like a diamond. He asked me a question, and I could never forget his words. He said, "Is it money, health, or love?" I said, "Sorry, sir, what did you say?" Even though I had heard him correctly. He said, "You're crying because of lack of money, love, or health. What is your reason?" I put my head down and in a low, sad pitch said, "It's because I'm going to lose my love, my family, because of money." And I started crying again. The old man kept staring at me for another 5 seconds, and then in his crackling old voice, he started speaking. He said, "So 30 years ago, I was in the same position as you, sitting on this very bench, crying, planning to kill myself, eating the same sandwich from good old Papa Jacob's food truck. And someone put his hand on my shoulder. I looked at him and started to pay attention. He said, I am going to give you a letter today, which is passed on by the richest people on this planet to their loved ones, whom they wanted to see live in ultimate comfort and in luxury throughout their lives. This is the exact secret which the rich try super hard to keep away from the average and laugh at those people in their private parties who work hard for money and success." While talking about the Tao that is in this letter, I didn't know what the hell was a Tao. He explained Tao refers to the harmony with the natural order of the universe outside and the universe inside. He explained Tao simply means the way, the path. He said this letter was given to me by a lady when I was sitting exactly where you are, the same bench, the same life situation, at my lowest point in life, and it changed everything. Now I think it's time for me to pass this letter to someone who needs it the most. He handed me the letter, told me, "I assure you that if you do exactly what this letter tells you to do, then you will not just get your family back, but also create so much wealth that you will struggle spending it all." And then he walked down to the shiny black Mercedes Maybach, and I never saw him again. I felt like a god came down and handed me the key to the gates of a life that we were all born to lead, a life of riches beyond your imagination, a life of love and gratitude, a life of giving back to the society. I did not realize it then, but I was holding the Tao of Rich in my hand. I read the entire thing, word to word, and my heart calmed down. I felt a breath of deep, fresh air filling my lungs, and a flash of excitement spiraled upwards through my body. And the next thing I did is I went back home, running. I felt so excited and uplifted after reading it that I literally ran to my apartment, and then I did exactly what the instructions on this letter had asked me to do, and I let go of it. I forgot about it. I won't say much, but let me give you a gist of what lies there inside the letter. In brief, the letter talked about a supernatural, super mystical state of heart called pulling. It talked about the connection between the heart and the mind and how they communicate with each other and the world around you. How the heart is developed first in a baby, inside its mother's belly, even before the mind. And why it's even more powerful than the mind itself. It spoke about how the people who get rich consciously or accidentally enter this state of pure potentiality and pull whatever they want towards them. Like pulling a bucket of full water from the pond, like pulling a piece of iron using a magnet. You use the mind as a tool to put your heart in this state. And your heartbeat on the monitor goes from this messed up state to this amazingly powerful aligned state. It said that when you get into this state, you can literally pull things towards you. The heart has a powerful electrical field. This can be seen on a heart rate measuring monitor, where you can see this state of pulling and use it to decode the dialogue between the heart and the brain. And I know it sounds like a science fiction movie scene, but I kid you not. I was 100 times more skeptical than anyone because I had failed for the last 25 days, trying almost everything. But I had no options, and I gave it a try. I followed what it said completely. It was not easy, but I put my heart in this magical state, and I can feel it. It took quite some time for me, I must say, as I was new. But after a few hours of repeating it, I felt inside that something's new. Felt a bit weird, but suddenly knew that I had entered the super mystical state of heart called pulling. And the first thing that my heart stuck on was, I am 1000% going to bring my family back home. Something will work out, even though I have just 4 days left. I'm going to bring back my family home. Anyways, I did the same a few times, throughout the day and then again in the morning. It's been almost 36 hours since I met the old man. I was at work making cold calls, and what happened next is bizarre. My phone rang. I got a call, which changed everything. I still get goosebumps whenever I think about this call. It was from a guy who said he wants to buy a product I was selling at my job. Not just for him, but an entire group of his team. I was stunned and couldn't say a word for 10 seconds till he said, "Are you there, pal?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm here. I'll be glad to help you." We used to have a target to sell 20, 30 copies of this product a month. And guess what? This guy wanted to buy 765 copies, for God's sakes, in one go. He was an MLM team leader and wanted to buy his whole team this online tool that we were selling. I processed his order, and within minutes, I had made $38,250 at a $50 commission for every sale closed. And my boss was blown away. My friends at work were envious of me, and suddenly I was the guy at office. My boss apologized me for his behavior towards me in the past. Of course, he was not a changed man, but just didn't want to lose his ace cold caller. I saw a newborn respect in my coworkers' eyes for me. The very people who would make fun of me started asking me for tips and begged me to train them. I won't lie, it felt great. I felt alive. I felt like a winner. I still had 3 days left before saying goodbye to my lovely kids and wife. I didn't waste another second and rushed back to my wife and told her what had happened and brought back my family home. My wife cried a lot and told me how proud she is. Felt so great when I told her. Do not unpack your bags, baby, because we are going for a long-awaited vacation to Thailand. Finally, I got my life back, and all thanks to the old man who cared. It made me believe that strangers do care. A short while after I got my family back, I finally got out of the little rented apartment and was able to buy my own 5,000 square feet house with a tree, a nice backyard, and a pool. I got the car I always thought I could never buy, giving back to the world via charities, money coming from multiple streams that I don't even remember about, started multiple companies, and God knows how many ventures I have invested in, multiplying my net worth in my sleep. Now I just go to a restaurant and not order food that I can afford, but order whatever I want to eat. I give away $100, $200 in tips. The look on the waiters' faces melts my heart. I am so grateful to be of help to the society. In short, life is excellent. Well, no, it's more than excellent. It's outstanding. But the more important thing is to share your gift. I am able to pass on this gift to the world. It took hours to get in this state in the beginning. It took me tons of hard work and trying tons of things. before finally getting my hands on the Tao of the Rich. I won't lie, it was not always so easy. Sometimes I would take days to get in the state, and therefore I worked hours, developing a way that is easier and effortless. With the technology today, I was able to use the yogic sounds and ancient chants, combined with today's scientific discoveries in sound healing and sound engineering, to put together what I call the Tao of Rich. Tao means nothing but a way or a path, and Tao of Rich will reveal what the rich never wanted you to know. I used the principles of the heart and pulling from the letter, and was able to create the super mystical state of heart within minutes every time without fail. I have put together a guided audio that puts you in this state of pulling every morning when you wake up. You have to listen to it within 45 minutes of waking up. The first 45 minutes after waking up are precious. 9 minutes is all you need. Get ready with a specific goal in mind before entering the state of pulling. You can brush your teeth, drink some water, and then listen to it. The sooner the better after waking up. This guided audio will put you in this state of pulling almost instantly. 9 minutes at max to be specific, and then whatever goal you put forward in this superhuman state of pulling. While I guide you to instill it deep within, the depths of your heart instantly sets in motion in your direction. It's like a magical rope that appears suddenly, which is attached to the goal in your mind, and you are literally pulling it with the speed of a bullet train. The Tao of Rich is not just to pull money, but anything. Maybe you want to lose weight and get a great physique. Maybe you want a flashy car. Maybe you just want peace of mind and no stress. Maybe you want a bank account full of money. Maybe you want a loving boyfriend or a girlfriend. It works to pull anything towards you, into your life. I even wrote an entire book called The Tao of Rich Explained, explaining the workings of this Tao, this way, this path, this letter, to achieve anything humanly imaginable in record time, with nothing but just listening to a guided audio for 9 magical minutes. I reveal all the important teachings given inside the letter and what I discovered after I did my scientific research on why it works. Just read the book, The Tao of Rich, and learn how it works. Then just put on your headphones and start the guided Tao of Rich audio every morning and intensify your goals. Enter the magical state of pulling instantly with a specific goal in mind. Play with that goal in your heart. Let me guide you to play with it and effortlessly pull whatever you desire towards you with unstoppable magnetic force. Now, I know the filthy rich of this world would not like this. They will not let me keep educating average individuals on the secret to mass wealth and extraordinary luxury. So better grab the Tao of Rich now and learn the secret science that this letter holds, guarded for centuries by a bunch of selfish, rich planet controllers. I know you must be asking, how much is this technology going to cost me? Well, simply put, paying the sound engineers, the expensive flights to Asia to meet the saints and the yogis, the dangers of recording the sacred chants of the private tribes, and staying in adverse conditions, and putting hours and hours for creating the perfect state. Combined with the sounds, I have spent literally millions on it. But don't worry, I won't charge you $1 million for it. I am grateful for this life, and I want to make a difference, but I won't give the Tao for free as well, because people don't value things that are free. I've negotiated with my research team to give a limited number of copies for the right price. 500 to be exact. But before that, even though this works like a charm and has everything you need to build your dream life, I still went one step ahead and made sure you reinforce your desires with more power. So the process of pulling speeds up and also brings even bigger results. If you get your copy of Tao of Rich today, then I will throw certain bonuses which are life-altering. I have combined NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, with the law of vibration and the heart, mind, body, soul technology to create what I call Delete It. Delete It is something my team wanted to hold back as it's dangerously powerful, but I wanted to not let you miss out on it, and hence you get it as a free bonus. Delete It is a 4-step technique which will help you delete all the negative patterns of sadness, doubt, worry, procrastination, anger, past failures, heartbreaks, limiting beliefs from your system, and break you free you will finally get rid of that which is stopping you and your heart from pulling what you desire the most. Just using this 3 times a week, at evening, 1 hour before going to sleep, will change you. You will become the best version of you by just listening to it thrice a week. Whatever your limiting beliefs and patterns are, whether it is believing you're unlucky or the poisonous pattern called, "What will people say?" Maybe you think you are a procrastinator or you think you are not attractive enough. Delete it. We'll replace it with empowering new beliefs which will push you towards your ideal self-image and its supporting desires. The skill you will learn inside Delete It is used by top-level psychologists and NLP practitioners who charge $100 to $200 per session for it. 10 to 12 sessions will put a hole worth $1,500 to $2,000 in your pocket. Delete It is conservatively worth $497, but you get it free. Wait, we're not done yet. I will also add a copy of one of the most controversial reports I have ever written in my life, called Millionaire Myths: 11 Myths the Millionaires Want You to Believe. This is one heck of a jaw-dropping information you will ever read in your life. No one will ever tell you about these myths because even some of the millionaires believe it to be fact and not mere myths. When you learn these 11 myths, you will understand what was actually keeping you away from all the real paper money or money in the bank. I talk about how to get rid of these myths and become a force in the field of monetary wealth creation. All you need is the real 11 millionaire facts and get rid of these 11 millionaire myths. This is gold. But hey, I'm not done yet. There's more. You will also get the mind map of the entire Tao of Rich system, explaining with visuals how the entire process works and the action steps to make the best use of it. So you know where to start, what's the next step, and so on. You need to have this with you at all times, in your mobile, or print it up and keep it in your purse. Repetition is the key, and we humans forget things easily. You won't get lost because you have this mind map for you. You can always go back to it if you forget something, or just want to brush up your memory. Now that's a game changer. Now it's time for something bigger than anything. There's a 4th bonus. We are doing something extreme now. If you take action now, within 24 hours, and my team will hate me for doing this, but if you take massive action now, then you get access to a lifetime membership to the Tao of Rich Platinum Membership app, which retails at $99 a month, but yours is absolutely free for lifetime. You can install the app in your mobile and listen to the Tao of Rich guided audio, or read Tao of Rich book, or access Delete It program, or the Millionaire Myths, or the Tao of Rich mind map, plus ongoing confidential reports and controversial training videos for years to come, just for your eyes only, and the Tao of Rich success stories and case studies for lifetime. You heard that absolutely correct. You get our platinum membership worth $99 a month, absolutely free for a lifetime. We like to keep our family close, and you are family. By the way, congratulations that you are still here. It shows how hungry you are. It shows you were born to conquer the best of life. Just like some of our past students were. For example, this is Robert, the hairstylist. He says, I was able to make $23,000 in a month after applying the Tao of Rich. Brenda says, I left my job, and using the inspiration I got from the Tao, I was able to open my restaurant, which is doing great. Winston says, I thought I will never get my girlfriend back, but after listening to the guided Tao of Rich audio for just 3 days, she called me back herself. Joanna says, I listen to the Tao of Rich every morning and now run a YouTube channel with 300,000 plus subscribers and tons of advertisers paying $5,000 to $10,000 for every promotion, and I'm doing 5 to 6 a month. So now, I know you are excited to know how much this will cost you. And if I review what you get the Tao of Rich book worth $297. The Tao of Rich guided audio to put you in the state of pulling in 9 minutes worth $497. How can we forget the amazing bonuses, the Delete It program to delete negative experiences of your life so you can move on like they never happened, worth $499. The Millionaire Myths special report that will burst some of the ugliest myths of wealth creations of the so-called millionaires, worth $197. The Tao of Rich mind map, worth $97. The Tao of Rich Platinum membership app, worth $99 a month. The combined value of the entire package that'll easily make you millions is just $1,587 plus $99 a month, so $2,775 approx in a year. But don't worry, We're not going to charge you that. Or anything close to $3,000. Not even close to $1,000. Or even $500. We want to spread the love and joy of experiencing pulling to as many average individuals we can so they can turn around their life like night and day. And hence, we are giving away the Tao of Rich for an absolute discounted price. Goddamn, this will blow your mind. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? $67. You absolutely read that correct. You get it all for just $67, not a penny more. I know that's crazy, isn't it? But hey, we're on a mission, and this is the only way we can give back to the society. And also, we request you to share your success stories on our Tao of Rich Platinum app. The spots are limited, but wait. You should have no risk whatsoever, and we believe 100% in the Tao of Rich. Therefore, we will put our money where our mouth is, and we will make it completely risk-free for you. So if you think Tao of Rich is not for you for any reason, after you buy and implement it, which has never happened, but maybe you think 9 minutes is too much, or the color of the book is not good enough, no matter what, we will give back every penny you spend. You get a full 60 days money-back guarantee, and not just that, you can keep the entire course, plus the Platinum Tao of Rich app membership as a thank you for trying the Tao of Rich program. Now you have no reason not to try the Tao of Rich program. Either you start pulling big in life with the Tao of Rich technology, or you get your money back. Simple as that. So, without wasting another minute, you will see an orange button below. Just click that button and get your copy of the Tao of Rich now, and instantly download the Tao of Rich program now. There are just 500 copies, which will go away in record time. So do not waste another second and smash the orange button below and get started now. Read the entire Tao of Rich book and listen to the Tao of Rich guide every morning starting tomorrow. Also, don't forget to go through the bonuses and download the app. You might come back tomorrow and the price would have gone way too high, or the page might be gone for good. So do not take this risk and get in now. Just hit the button below. And by the way, after you are inside, write it down now, page 12. Read that page first, because that's where you can read the letter. The one given to me by that mystical old man, the one passed on by the world's richest man to his blood heir. If you miss this opportunity today, then you will go back to your same old life and never be able to read the life-changing letter. And it gives me immense pain when someone this close takes a wrong decision and goes back to the life of misery, poverty, suffering, and hard work till they die. But let me promise you one thing right here, right now. If you get in today, life will not be the same. And I do not say that lightly, but with a lot of passion and drive, you will have more money than you can spend, more love than you can keep, the best vacations and experiences you have ever imagined, the best of health, energy, vitality, and drive, and most importantly, help more people than anyone you know in your circle. The people in the top 1% elite group have one thing in common. They take decisions faster than a bullet and change it very slowly. So without wasting any more time, hit the button below and meet me inside where we all support each other and grow together. It feels so good to be a part of our own little secret society, like one of the members of the Tao of Rich. Now, let's look at what some of our past students have to say about the Tao of Rich system. Hassan says, I have made $500,000 in the last 3 months without learning any new skills and with just the help of entering the superhuman state that is pulling. I can't believe where my life might have gone without the Tao of Rich. I will always be in debt. Robin says, I love the fact that I have this peace at heart that no matter what I will touch will turn into gold because you cannot possibly fail when you're working with your heart's energies. Mitchell says, I was homeless for a month, and now with the Tao of Rich and its teachings, I have been able to buy my own house, and now I'm helping other homeless friends of mine from back in the days to get back on their feet. Adam has gone a little far, but I don't blame him. He says, if I didn't get my hands on the Tao and had gone to heaven to realize what level of opportunity I missed in my life on earth, I would still have regretted it, even in heaven. With all the great stories comes great responsibilities to make sure that whoever put their trust in the Tao of Rich climbs the mountain of wealth, abundance, and riches with a helicopter and not hard work. Because hard work will only make the job tough and give you stress. Rather, get the secret that the letter holds for you and your family's shiny, bright future. So once again, let's review what you get inside. The Tao of Rich book, worth $297. The Tao of Rich guided audio to put you in the state of pulling in 9 minutes, worth $497. How can we forget the amazing bonuses? The Delete It program to delete negative experiences of your life so you can move on like they never happened, worth $499. The Millionaire Myths special report that will burst some of the ugliest myths of wealth creations of the so-called millionaires, worth $197. the Tao of Rich Mind Map worth $97, the Tao of Rich Platinum Membership app worth $99 a month. The combined value of the entire package that'll easily make you millions is just $1,587 plus $99 a month, so $2,775 approx in a year. And as you already know, for a very limited time, till we're sold out, you can buy the Tao of Rich for just $67. Absolutely risk-free with 60 days to try it out. And if it doesn't help, then you can get your money back. It's a zero-risk, high-rewarding opportunity for you. Click the button right away and go to page 12, and first things first, read the letter first thing. After entering our world of unlimited possibilities, this is crucial. I am so excited for your new life and cannot wait to share with you the letter that has changed the lives of the countless average people who became the wealthy giants of the world today. And don't forget, once you put your headphones and enter the super mystical state of heart called pulling, you will feel a tingling sensation inside your body, like the desire you had specified in this state is running with the speed of an airplane towards you in as soon as 9 minutes. So click the button below this video now, because it's the key to your new life and you have the power to click it and reclaim your ideal, beautiful desires. There are people in this world who are always unhappy and do nothing about it. And there are people who are unhappy, but make sure they turn that up no matter what. Opportunities come to those who have searched for the ways to a life of freedom and put in the work, which is why you are not lucky that you came on this page, but you worked your way to this moment that made you lucky to be here and experience a shift in life. This is not an accident. You were meant to see this. So now it's time to get out of your comfort zone and get ready to experience something you had never imagined, which is pulling. So to wrap it up, I just want to tell you one last thing. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. So make the right decision, and I will see you inside, where life will be rich in every aspect imaginable. And always remember, be in power and make the life happen for you as you want it to be, and not what it wants you to see. Smash the button below, and I will see you inside. Oh, you were still here? Seems like you're a thinker. Well, I think that's a good thing. There are a lot of frequently asked questions, and I think the answers can help you become 100% sure about getting the Tao of Rich. Wesley asked, do I need to sit in meditation for hours to enter the state? Well, yes and no. If you don't have the 9 minutes to enter the state of heart called pulling guided audio, then entering the state is not easy. But with Tao of Rich, you need just 9 minutes of your time a day. Rita asked, do I need some special expensive earphones to take the most advantage of Enter the State track? Not at all. You can get the benefits even without an earphone, but a normal cheap pair of earphones will do the work too, because the state is in your heart and you just need to be guided to enter it with the right sounds and my voice. I want to buy my dad his dream car. How can I exactly use the Tao of Rich for pulling that? God, I can't tell you how amazing it works with cars, because a car is a specific goal and so solid. You know exactly which brand, which color, which model you seek, so you already know what it is that you are pulling. Still, to be exact, you just have to wake up, enter the state of pulling, and bring up the car and paint the picture of the car in your mind with our guided instructions in the state. We will tell you exactly what to think and how to think. There is no guesswork. We will guide you to access that part of the heart where we will fix this car so deep that your actions will match it and pull it in your life without you even feeling any pressure or even lifting a finger. Do I need a lot of money after buying the Tao of Rich to make more money? Not at all. Absolutely not. You rather will pull all the money you need without ever worrying about where to find the money. This is a natural process aligned with your internal as well as the external forces working together to help you pull what you desire. I'm convinced and I can't wait. Can I join the Tao of Rich from anywhere in the world? Absolutely. You can get it no matter where you live, and it works in each and every part of the world. If you still face any problems, do message us at support@taoofrich.com. I want to lose 20 pounds as soon as possible because it's my wedding in 2 months. Can I use this to achieve that as well, or it doesn't work with health goals? This is a great question. And I want to clear up that the Tao of Rich doesn't work for just material riches. It works for any kind of riches. Anything humanly imaginable can be pulled using the Tao. Actually, my wife used the pulling to help her friend get out of depression recently, and I have personally used it to build pure muscle mass and get my ideal beach body. I won't show off my abs now. So now, I hope you get a great amount of clarity, and there must be no reason to hold back. Just give all the energies you've got and take the risk, even though you got zero risk. You have 60 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So take a leap of faith and get in now. The bonuses will be gone in 24 hours, so act now. Because always remember, this life is all we've got, and wasting it without no action or drive or passion will make it worthless. You don't have to struggle anymore. You have all it takes to win in your hands now. This video will be taken off soon, and then you might be sitting thinking, what if? Regrets are the most poisonous things in life. Now is the time for blessings and getting rewarded in life with zero regrets and a million achievements. So without further ado, smash the orange button below, and I will see you on the other side, where the highly confidential letter to all the riches of this world is waiting for you to pick it up and claim the life of abundance, wealth, and filthy riches. Thank you.